to CosmicCastRadio. I'm curious about whether you will learn to relax and let yourself be comfortable in a few moments. It's time to relax, don't you know? On each breath, you can relax even more. You are now adding metaphysical tools and resources to your kit that will assist the I am consciousness and your multidimensional selves in the ascension. I know that you are becoming more interested in tapping into the innate superhuman ability that lies within. So let's begin. Welcome, everyone. Today's date is June the 8th, 2014, and today I'm going to be doing a reading from Spirit Guide Contact through Hypnosis. It's one of the exercises in there for third eye, lucid awareness awakening. So it's a very cool one. Why I chose this one in particular and why it's important is because lucid sight is basically the reality that we actually perceive our higher dimensional selves and other dimensional beings. That's through lucid sight is what it's called. And we want to open our third eye chakra and decalcify it and purify it, and these exercises are just a little scope into taking a chip away at that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sip of water here and we will get rocking. With subdued lighting and no interruptions, breathe deeply and watch your face in a mirror. It is ideal to practice this when you are a bit tired physically and mentally, but not too fatigued. 2. Stay in a relaxed state and focus with your physical eyes on one spot between your eyes, a single eye, or on your forehead. Refrain from attempting to focus in on both eyes. Your head should be motionless and uninterrupted. Shortly, you may feel a warmth on the back of your neck. It is critical at this time that you do not move your head or blink your eyes. This will only divert attention away from your inner eye. This warm feeling is your spirit guide being activated by guides. Now visualize an inner door you are opening while keeping your focus on the area on which you choose to concentrate in the mirror. Be open to notice a change in your image in the mirror. This may be a slight change, but it represents an overlapping of your physical and inner eyes. Imagine a bright white light around your body as you continue gazing into the mirror. The image may change of that of another person, an extraterrestrial, and even someone of the opposite sex. Do not be alarmed. You may see yourself from a prior life, the face of a spirit guide or an ET studying our race. Refrain from making judgments. Just focus on one spot and relax your sight again. Keep observing any other faces that come before your third eye. This exercise should not take longer than 10 minutes. Take a break and repeat it as often as you like. So that's kind of a cool one. Another one I really wanted to talk to you folks about is the learner state and the trainer state. These are from a book called Presenting Magically by Tad James and David Shepard. They talk about using principles of neurolinguistics programming to command stage presence using certain words to get auditory hooks and anchors and visual representations and setting the tone of the actual training. And the learner state and the trainer state are the two most important ones. The learner state is what you go into when you're going into a training or you're just studying, reading in your room, your lounge in your lounge chair with your cigar, your rum burgundy multi mahogany book bearer. So whatever you're doing, you've got your learner state and your trainer state. So we're going to learn these two states that are particularly relevant in the learning process: the learning state and the trainer's state. The learning state is the one to be in when you are on the receiving end of someone else's training, or when you are doing private study. The trainer's state is vitally important whenever you are presenting or training. So the learner state. You are learning all the time by engaging with the world, attending live trainings, or interacting with books, videos, and CD-ROMs. There's a plethora of websites out there and articles and Facebook pages, and all that learning is processed by the unconscious mind, which is filtering and sorting all of our experience as well as storing our memories. The conscious mind is not designed to work in that way. As we stated earlier, it would be overloaded by the vast amount of information arriving incessantly. Memories are accessed based on the state you are in, whether we are learning, when you are learning. The state is also coded as part of the memory. Therefore, to retrieve that information, you need only be in that same state again. Some memories are accessible only when you're in that state. So if you're having difficulty remembering something, it means that you first need to match that state. Then you will find the information you want is readily available. I think of this a lot like getting on tune with extraterrestrials and UFOs, and really to get on that envelope of thinking and vibration, you have to get there to match that. And that's the only way we can really awaken that inner dormant power, is to go within ourselves and to feel that. The best state for learning is a light trance, so I would recommend having music and plenty of water, incense, some kind of smelling oils. If you want to set up a medicine wheel outside and do that, get your tinfoil hat, whatever floats your boat, get your crystals, charge your crystals up, eat a healthy snack, whatever it is, change your dog's pee-pee mat or take it out to pee, whatever you got to do, get it done, because that's one of the most important first steps, is to put everything else out of your mind. When you come into the present, that's the first thing you have to do before anything else. Put everything else out of your mind. Alright, are we back? Good. It may be easier to have someone read the instructions, which is what I'm going to do for you. While I'm reading the instructions, I'm going to be speaking slowly, using in a very trance-like manner. In other words, I'm going to be in a state that I want you folks to be into when you're going into this slightly yourself. For this exercise, you're going to want to have something you can comfortably look at across the room about eye level. This could be a small object, a mark, a picture on the wall, or you could make a black dark colored spot out of paper, stick it on the wall about 4 feet above head height. Again, that's 4 feet above head height. I usually like to get a little post-it note and I'll draw a little spot on it. I'll make it something cool sometimes. It might be useful also to have some slow trancey music playing in the background. We use music a lot in training, as it is a good way of inducing certain states, as you will know from learning to movie soundtracks. So I usually have some music set up. I'm going to just go ahead and read this, just so I can go ahead and get this on air, because I've been wanting to do this for a minute, and for some reason keep synchronicities, like the audio file won't save, I can't upload it, so I'm just going to go ahead and crank this out. If you folks want to go ahead and turn on some music, some light trance music, I would highly encourage that. I will get to a point at the end where I'll ask you to go ahead, if you are playing music, to turn it down a little bit so that you can kind of come back down into your body, come back into the room. So what you're ultimately going to want to do is you're going to want to have your spot set up across the room, find a comfortable place to sit, and hear the words that we are going to use for the learner state. First of all, of sensations that you would have if you were able to see what is happening behind you. So pull your awareness all the way around. Pull it all the way around behind you. So even though you are looking at the spot, you are aware of what is behind you. And you are allowing your peripheral vision to reach into the corners of the room behind you. You may find this easier to do by imagining that there is a ball just above and behind the back of your head. And while you are still looking at the spot, put your attention or your awareness on the imaginary ball above and behind the top of your head. You will find that it will open up your awareness. Now keeping your attention in the periphery, still keeping your awareness on what is happening around you. Bring your eyes down so that your eyes are focusing straight ahead, keeping your awareness in the periphery so you can see what is straight ahead in front of you, and yet your awareness is all the way around the outside. Your attention is now the entire room. If you had some music playing, now is the time to slowly fade music. And notice the state that you are in. The state might seem a little bit weird at first, a little bit spacey. That's okay. So just staying in that state, while you are in that state, how do you notice you feel differently now? So a debrief on this is I picked up on this book in high school, and a lot of energy movement later on in this particular book, Presenting Magically, about doing different meditative poses and postures, focusing on your dantian. The trainer state is really amazing. That one may be actually coming up on a different episode, just so I can go ahead and get this one submitted for you folks. But really, really cool. So people report that they feel larger, more open, more space inside, that they are present and not present at the same time, that they are aware of a lot more but don't see very clearly. But they don't see anything very clearly. All these feelings are okay. When you go into peripheral vision, you slightly defocus your eyes from what you are looking at in the center of your field of vision. So what that means is the resulting feeling of being more and open and relaxed means that you are in a light trance state, which is a good state for learning. So, maybe do whatever else to get you in a light state before the next one of these, you know what I'm saying? When we taught children how to do this, their grades increased between 1 and 2 points, like from B to B plus or B to A minus or A, over the space of a term. They learn to go into this state when they are in class, and then when they do an exam or test, they are about to go into that same state again and remember what they have done. So whenever you are in a classroom, a lecture hall, an auditorium, or at your computer screen, or wherever you are learning, which is every day and every way, you go into that state, you will find it easier to learn the material you are presented with, and you will be better able to remember all the information. You will also be nicely relaxed and more open to what is happening. So next time we're going to be talking about the trainer state. The trainer state or the presenter state is essentially what you are going to be doing. This is the state that you go into at the start of a presentation or training. When you first stand in front of your audience, as you enter the trainer state, you become relaxed, open, and aware of everything going on around you, and able to respond to what is happening in the room. Thanks again for tuning in to Tyler Beatabach with the Cosmic Cast. Keep it real, keep it locked and loaded. We'll keep on rocking until the sun goes out. Have a good night, everyone. Peace and love.
Hey folks, so this is Dewdraw. So what Udra is about is Udra is a mediator. He's someone who stands and goes in between, and that's basically what my purpose is to act as a go-between for higher dimensional knowledge and for the human realm. And it's to encourage you and to inspire you and to make this transition easier for you and your loved ones, and to share this knowledge with your loved ones and to inspire them and to help them on their awakening path. Because we are all in it for each other. We're all in this together. We're here to do this together as one. It's our opportunity to do this, to share this with the world, and to share that with yourself. So that is my mission. That is why I hope you continue to listen to these talks to gain an understanding and to gain an knowledge of how to do these things, these different exercises. And as you practice these exercises, they'll become more familiar. They'll become more familiar, and then with the repetition of them being more familiar, they'll become a pleasure to perform. And eventually you'll be able to do them all by yourself without even thinking about it. So thanks again for tuning in.